Progressive overload is just a fancy way of saying do more over time. And the purpose of it is to avoid plateauing. The human body is amazing. When you do something like a squat or going for a run, your body perceives the stress, reacts, and adapts, so it's better prepared for the next time. But if you don't increase the stimulus over time, your body will stop adapting because it's gotten used to what you're doing. That's not to say you won't be really good at what you're doing, but you won't be getting stronger. And this isn't just about building big muscles. Remember, one of the benefits of strength training is maintaining or replacing the muscle mass we naturally lose as we age. Progressive overload helps with that, and it doesn't just apply to our muscles. It also helps our bone and connective tissue strength and our cardiovascular fitness. So, how do you progressively overload? First of all, this should be done gradually and only after you can do the exercise with proper form. Then, you can consider increasing a handful of things. Increase load. In other words, lift heavier weights. This is typically the first thing people think when it comes to progressive overload, and it makes sense. I want to get stronger, so I lift heavier. There comes a point, though, where heavier isn't always an option. If you're working out at home, you may only have so many weights at your disposal. That's where knowing these other techniques can come in handy. Increase volume. You can do this by either increasing the number of reps you do per set or the number of sets you do while keeping the reps consistent. Increasing both at the same time is too much, too fast, and may cause you to stall out more quickly. Increase time under tension, which is just a fancy way of saying make the exercise last longer. You can do this a number of different ways. First, slow down the movement, specifically the eccentric phase, which is typically when we're lowering down. For example, take 3 to 4 seconds lowering into your squat rather than just going down and up, down and up, down and up at the same tempo. Second, pause at the midpoint of the movement. So once you get down in your squat, hold it for 3 seconds. Third, add a pulse. So again, at the midpoint of the movement, don't simply return to your starting position. Instead, add a pulse or 2 before returning. And the last technique I'm going to talk about is increasing your range of motion. This may not be possible to do with every exercise, but look for opportunities to make the range of motion greater. Can you go deeper in your squat without compromising form? Or is it a movement you can perform from a deficit, like standing on blocks? There are other ways to incorporate progressive overload, but to me, these are the simplest and most accessible to someone who may be new to lifting weights. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments.